Welcome everyone. Today we are going to do our reading for those who are going to be in a personal year one for 2022, which will be a universal year 6, and you just add the year together to get that. If you don't know how to get what your personal year is, all you want to do is take your um, let's say you were born on January 10th. You would take January, which is a 1, and then the day you were born, 10th, right? So just the number 1 plus 1 would be a 2. Now you would take that 2, no year, you're not going to use your year, just the day and the month, and then you add that to the 6, personal year 6. So if your number is a 2 plus 6, you would be for 2022 in an 8 personal year. My birthday is September 13th, and I will be in a 1 personal year. So what's that about? That is the year of the magician. It is the wise one. It is the teacher. It is the one who reminds the fool that, at any time you have the opportunity to choose whichever path you want, the path of pentacles, the path of cups, path of wands, path of swords, or you can even mix them, right? The magician is the fool's teacher, that during this journey he will have all the tools he already possesses, all the tools that he or she needs for the journey. So the magician, the creator, this is a time when I feel like, if you're in a 1, you're going to be very creative. You're going to manifest. What's the opposite of that? Well, it can be tricky energy. It can be untrustworthy energy. We just want to make sure we're in the light of the energy. So that we manifest back to us is in light. So anyways, I feel like when you add tarot, numerology, and intuition into a reading, they, at least to me, feel the most accurate. So I feel like it's good for you to know all of that. Okay, let's go ahead and begin the reading. So what we're really looking at is our year, in a whole for 2022 with the energy of the magician. We're going to start with the Mother Mary Oracle deck. And we'll save the reading from the book at the end. I feel like that's where it's the most profound. And I'm not kidding. I feel like it's so profound there. We'll be looking at everything, paying attention. Okay, we have 3. We're going to take them. We may not read them all, but we have grace. Grace is the energy of change. We are in a 5 personal year. I am filled with the same beauty, poise, and divine perfection as all of God's other creatures. Knowing oneself, one's worth. We have God. I step out of the way and surrender any need for control in order to make room for God's healing love to flow through me and this situation. Sometimes I feel like when I'm doing a reading, maybe we could say early, though I feel like it's in the right time, and whenever you find it, it just feels like the right time. But I feel like it gives us time to consider, whatever comes through. And then look at this. We have miracle. Wow, it's like manifesting a miracle. I think you got to know that you can do that. I trust in God to know the perfect solution to this situation. It's like God is saying, expect a miracle. And it could come through the energy of a change, right? Of knowing self, right? Feeling like as the magician. Okay. Let's go ahead and bring in the tarot. keep all that in mind. We're going to use the Tarot Dreams. Already pre-shuffled, but we'll go ahead and shuffle it. Give it a cut. Yeah, the Magician is the energy of self. And I feel like part of that is keeping yourself in mind. We have the Two of Cups. Well, you know, that signifies soulmate energy. Wow. We have the Ten of Pentacles. The year's looking good so far. Two of Cups into the Ten of Pentacles in the Magician's energy. And in a universal year 6, which is about relationships, partnerships, the art of give and take, family, all that, home. And the Ten of Pentacles definitely represent that, you know, at least, I don't know, it's like God saying, expect a miracle. And boom, here's the Two of Cups. Now, that could signify love, of course, romantic love. But I feel like it also signifies partnerships and soulmates who may come in, especially in the Magician's energy, could come in like at the last minute. That can change everything. So, you know, I don't know. We have, look at this. We have the Palace of Cups. Huh. You know, I feel like as far as cups go, and palace is where I potentially will see myself, I feel like that's pretty good. You know what I mean? Like, here I have the Ten of Pentacles. I have this very rooted energy. And maybe that's why I'm now the Magician, because I've taken this wisdom, right? I've understand that my life and my journey and my hardships and my celebrations are all part of this soul's experience to expand and grow. You know, but I don't feel like, I feel like it came with hardships, yes. And I feel like that's why we're seeing grace. Okay, let's keep going. We have the Five of Wands. Interesting. We have the Five of Cups. First of all, we're in a universal year 5. And listen, if you watch this later and we're in a universal year 6, it's still saying in the 5 year, in 2021, what did I need to look at? What needed to be illuminated? And you have the Five of Wands with the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups is the energy where I feel like what I got to be careful of in here, clearly there's someone I miss. There's something that I miss, whether I already know someone or it's what I'm hoping for. Well, I shouldn't say that in the Five of Cups because I don't know that I'm in hoping mode. I'm more in a looking at all that I have lost. You know, and I feel like there's a reason to look at them. I may be looking at them for the wrong reason. Like I'm looking at, again, all I have lost. Five of Cups talks about 2 cups that have yet to been discovered. And we open the reading with the 2 cups. Again, it doesn't have to mean romantic love, but it is certainly talking about soulmate energy that is meant to be in our lives. And, well, let's see what else we have. We have the 8 of Cups. You know, the 8 is all about new beginnings, allowing ourselves to have new beginnings. This person could be heading towards the Ten of Cups, even away from the Ten of Cups. I don't feel like if I'm heading away from it, I'm heading away because maybe I'm chasing a dream that's outside of that, but I still have that root, that rootedness of the Ten of Cups. Maybe it just always was and always will be. I'm in and out of it, so to speak. So anyways, I feel like it's saying in year 5, I need to look at, are my emotions, do my emotions have the best of me? Because I need to look at that. Do I feel like love is over for me? I need to look at that. Why? Why do I feel that way? Right? Am I giving someone else power that maybe they can't handle? So, because I feel like, listen, some of us are walking away from things, and just change itself can be difficult. But nonetheless, it feels like it's what needs to be. Now, why? So that you can make room for God's miracles to come in. So the Eight of Cups is doing exactly that. We have the Queen of Swords. And because we're not really doing like, what your zodiac sign is, this is all about numerology and really what you feel. People can be, like when we see like the Queen of Swords, she represents air, right? But it can be any air sign. I want to remind you that the Magician is based in Mercury energy. And Mercury energy is about communication. So that queen is probably the perfect queen to come out at this time. We have the Page of Cups. We have the Ten of Wands. Like all I can take. More than I can take. I feel like that's when the Magician comes in. That's when the energy of the Magician comes in. Sometimes it's like I have to get to the point of like, I just can't take anymore. I feel like up here, like in this Five of Wands, that's a battling energy, right? There's no victor in that energy because no one's willing to back down. It's a lot of ego energy. And I'm not sure what it's pertaining to other than I feel like it's a progression here when we get to the 10. So this Eight of Cups seems so important, right? Allowing myself to have a new beginning, whether that be from people or the way, the energy that I allow myself to be in. Okay, we have the Moon. Card of Pisces, ruler of Cancer. The Moon can cast shadows, but that doesn't mean that we don't move forward, right? I feel like there can be the energy of, but Sandy, I don't know which direction to go, and I feel like this is the energy where ask for guidance. Pay attention to the signs. Because it may be little by little, but you'll ultimately be right where you want it to be. But it starts now, right? In the Magician's energy, it starts right now. It's not too late. It's not too early. You know what I mean? When you have the awareness, boom, it starts. So, let's keep going. I feel like what it's saying, like, why would I stay in these fives for so long? Well, maybe because of the unknown. I'm not sure what lies ahead. Not sure I can do it. But then I see this Queen of Swords that looks very determined. And ultimately, you have the Palace of Cups with the 10 of Pentacles and the 2 Cups. I feel like you just, like, you're meant to see this. I feel like I also want to say sometimes you've got to love people from afar. Like loving them up close doesn't do it. But you can love them from afar. Now, maybe that means I'm just keeping someone in my heart as I move forward. And I don't mean like they have possession of your heart. Just like I'm going to keep you as a memory. But in the same breath, also move forward. We have the High Priestess, which is great. This is all about intuition. This is right after the Magician, right? First the Magician, the creator, the manifester, the one who has all the tools. Excuse me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I was gone for a second. It's interesting, like, sometimes Sam just comes right in the room, and I'm like, you can't do that. Like I said, I'm going to get a sign, put on my door, and say, in session, and then when I'm done, I'll flip it around. And I'm just saying that jokingly, though I may do that. Anyway, often I feel like interruptions are meant to happen, so let's keep going. The High Priestess. So, again, I feel like maybe I was meant to stop whatever I was saying, like, enough, you got it. The High Priestess is your GPS. How do I get to the Palace of Cups? Trust your GPS. But I feel like in no way can I carry the energy of the Five of Wands and the Five of Cups into the Palace of Cups. There's just no way. It doesn't fit. So the Eight of Cups must come first, right? That's the clearing of the emotional house. And what you can't clear, you still move forward, right? You trust in those steps. Because I feel like literally, if you don't, you can find yourself in this Ten of Wands. Now listen, this can be a time when there's been a lot of responsibilities. But nonetheless, I feel like there's still things that are meant to happen. Okay, let's keep going. All right. I'm going to flip them around, but I'm going to remember them in both ways. So we have the Two of Wands. And that's kind of perfect. Because there feels like there is the gateway. There is the gateway to where I want to go. And don't forget, the Magician gives you the opportunity. Like, it's almost like, the miracles that show up are, do you want to go in your Pentacles journey, a Wands journey, which is about desire and passion? Do you want to go on a Cups journey, which is more about emotions and love? I don't know, maybe give that a break for a moment. So it kind of gives you the choice, and I feel like this Two of Wands is kind of answering that. And then we have the Knight of Cups. So let's not forget, they were in reverse. And I feel like, why would they be in reverse there? Simply because with the High Priestess there, I feel like it's just simply saying that, maybe you just can't see it yet. And that could be why, where did I read? Where did it read to say just surrender control? Because here's the gateway, right? And on that gateway, in that gateway, is the Knight of Cups. So I find that kind of interesting. This could talk about really a love for what you will be doing, or what you're doing, what you're creating. It can talk about just love in general. It's unexpected. I have to say that. It's unexpected. So it's almost like I can't tell you when, because we don't know. It's unexpected. And there's got to be a reason behind that. Maybe I should just leave it at that. But this Knight of Cups is definitely coming in, and the Knights, they have purpose, right? And their purpose is to deliver whatever the king or the queen has given them. And in this case, it's a cup of love. It makes complete sense with ultimately the Palace of Cups being here. So, I don't know. I feel like for some, it's like, I've been in the struggle of trying to make life better, but it's just like resisting. It's resisting. Okay, something just needs to be looked at, because I feel like the magician will send in that, or let's just say God will send in that miracle, maybe when it's really, really needed. And in the Ten of Wands is exactly where a miracle would come in handy, right? The High Priestess is, I feel like this year is your GPS. It's always your GPS, but in particular this year, I feel this year, with the Queen of Swords kind of representing there, it's talking about your truth, your honesty, your art, the art of communication. Like her eyes are wide open, and her intuition is really her guiding light. So, and I know this sounds corny, and I feel like I say it all the time, but nonetheless, I do feel that, by the way, I want to just say someone may come in that's a couple years older than you, but anyway, I do feel like part of this journey is, you got to learn how to love you. And I feel like loving you means understanding how really strong you are. And it's saying yes to opportunities. I mean, you're nobody's fool. Remember, the magician is the wise one, really the teacher. So think of yourself in that way. Okay. We have, look at this, the Nine of Swords on the bottom of the deck. Well, I'm glad it's on the bottom of the deck because that's what wants to leave. And that is unnecessary worry. But nonetheless, it is a worry. And this worry can grow within me, and cause all kinds of, I don't know, like negative aspects, like sleepless nights and anxiety, and ultimately, I feel like if I put the Nine of Swords with the Ten of Wands, it can be a sense of, depression and that. But I feel like all of it is more of situational. The Nine of Swords' real message is about that the majority of this worry is unnecessary. I know exactly what it's talking about because I've had many changes in my life, and I have worried. I'm a Virgo, and of course I've overthought it, but then I get in it and it's different. Like all this worry, I realized very quickly, was a waste of time. I never needed it, but I thought I did. So anyway, let's go ahead and use the Gilded Churro. I don't want to make this too long. So we are talking about a year, right? We're talking about a year, and I feel like part of it is preparing you, and you yourself, like, it's like you're seeing what needs cleared, what's not serving you, where I've been keeping myself stuck. I feel like this is the year that's been kind of like almost forcing your hand in it, right? Like putting it in your face. And I feel like sooner or later, like you get the, what's the word I want to use? I want to say like the balls to like look it right in the face. And therefore really deal with it. And I feel like once dealt with, now I can sweep it out of the house. Okay. Let's just look at the top line. I'll give you a reminder. I should bring this down a little bit. We have the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups, which is soulmate energy. We have the Ten of Pentacles. This is abundance, no doubt. This is having all that I need. I feel like you have a big hand in that. This is energy that can really be rooted in time. It's a place I feel like where loyalty exists, honesty, all of that. Like you can't have one without the other. We have the Hangman. Interesting. Okay. Well, you know, for a little bit of a hold. But I feel like there's no worries over that because, what's the hangman doing? The hangman's really trying to seek wisdom on the hangman's next step. What do I do? I'm trying to seek the wisdom, right? And sometimes the hangman's problem can be I'm trying to find a solution which exists within this earthly plane, and really the solution is much deeper than that. It may be in a spiritual plane. So, anyways, I feel like the hangman will find it. The hangman will have the awareness. This universal year 5 may be the year that you have this awareness. Maybe just two soulmates having this awareness, whatever, all soulmates having an awareness. Well, look at this. We have the Ten of Pentacles over the Ten of Pentacles. Wow. So, I mean, number one, if you don't think you can create abundance this year, you're wrong. But you got to know it, right? It's got to be your action going after. And I feel like everything else will fall into place as it should. So it's just knowing it. Like, I know I'm going to have it. Maybe I'm releasing exactly how it must come to me. Though I have to say, with these two tens, like, I feel the power of the, almost like the abundance. Like all of a sudden I'm thinking like in a past life, like being like a Roman god. I don't know. This could certainly talk about two people who ultimately will come to this Ten of Pentacles, And I also feel like if you're in the hangman energy, I feel like, God would say, take it step by step, day by day. Just move on the path. That's where you begin. And that may be even within one's own mind, right? Because we can't forget this Nine of Swords is here, even though we're seeing two Ten of Pentacles. Okay, we have the Eight of Swords. We have, look at this, the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting. And then we have the Seven of Swords, and I don't know where this tower came from, but it's sitting right over the Five of Cups, and I feel like that's exactly where it needs to be. And then we have the Seven of Swords. So, in a way, I feel like, what can block my blessings this year? Me. It's me. Now, that doesn't mean I get what I want when I want it. Maybe what I think I want is not really right for me. Therefore, the universe makes its correction and sends what is best for me. That type of thing. So I'm very open to that. But here, at the Eight of Swords comes that kind of a block. Some of you, it's certainly, you're coming over the emotional house. And what's next to it? It's the Eight of Pentacles, two eights up against each other. In the Eight of Pentacles, it's like I'm not willing to put my focus on something. Almost like if maybe there was someone else in this Five of Wands who said that you can't be, you wouldn't be good enough, or whatever it may be. They're wrong, because I feel like what it's saying is if you can put your focus on it, it's going to grow. And that's whatever you put your focus on, it'll grow. It's almost like in the Eight of Swords, that's why I have a blindfold on, because I'm afraid of where I'm going to put my focus. Maybe that's what you pray about. We want to remember, again, like her hands are loosely bound, loosely tied. Matter of fact, she tied them herself. She tied them herself. And, if I'm waiting for a savior, it's like, well, these swords are, it's interesting, it's these 9 swords which have created this wall. It feels like, honestly, this can probably be taken down pretty quickly. because it's saying don't focus within the negative aspects of, being blinded by the, maybe even afraid of the truth. It's not about that. It's about believing in yourself. Here's this tower too, and it's connected to the Seven of Swords energy. I feel like it can talk about, yes, there may be an energy that, where someone did take from you. That sucks, but so be it. I feel like, because don't get pulled into that energy, stuck in that energy. This is anything but a year to be stuck. This is the year. I feel like when you're in a 1, this is a year where you're truly creating your future. And if you look at it that way, like, okay, yes, my heart's been broken, and yes, I have every reason to build many walls around me. But truth be told, I don't want to live that type of life. I don't want blindfolds. I want to build. I want to focus, maybe on my creative house. It doesn't matter what other people have told me I can or I can't. I can, but I do have to know that, right? This queen. But your intuition seems to be on fire at the same time. So no doubt that there's been hardships and there's been untrustworthy energy. But don't carry their energy, because I feel like if they're untrustworthy, chances are they're not in your life. And that can just hurt. But that doesn't mean it's what's best for us. Anyway, let's keep going. It certainly does look like someone has shut down, like, your dreams somewhere along the way. And I just don't feel like, like there's, and listen, it doesn't mean, it's like they shut down your dream, but then in a way you allowed it at the same time. I took my focus off of it, and instead I built this wall. So, one of these walls definitely is tied back to someone, or people who, try to battle you against what it is you have wanted to create. This is about you creating now. We have the 3 of Swords. 3 Swords coming right under the 8 of Swords. Sometimes I feel like the readings are so clear. And we have seen this message many times before. But, until it's dealt with, it's always going to come back. Why wouldn't it? Because until it's cleared, it may, how can it serve you? So, I feel like sometimes the 3 Swords just comes out as an acknowledgement of, yes, we can feel the pain. We can we understand the reasons. But in the same breath, it doesn't mean that it's the right way to go, right? Because this is what's, again, sometimes I think I know what I want for me. But what the universe has in store is so much better. Think about those things. I know things happen in my life that happen like in very unexpected, like in a second. One of them is meeting Sam. Like in 1 second, my whole life changed, right? I went from this to this. So, I didn't expect it, but nonetheless, it came, right? It came. I could have been no, though there was doubt. Don't get me wrong. Those fears arose. And it took me a while to work them all. It was like the mirror popped up for me, and I had to deal with that, my own mirror. But this time I decided, you know what, I'm going to do it, because I want a real relationship, and that's what I have. Now that's what I have. We have the Sun. All right, well, the Sun is in reverse. It doesn't mean the Sun's not here, though. The Sun is there. The Sun is the light, the illumination. It's under the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. So again, like there's been that maybe it's your creative house has not been illuminated, and this may be the time that this may be the time, right? Again, think of the wise teacher. And listen, I may feel like really stupid one day, and then I have like this awareness and like, wow, everything kind of clicks in place, and I feel, let me loose. Let me loose in this universe. So, some of you may have had some no's, you know what I mean? Like, you try to create something and then you get no's, or you get resistance. I feel like it's just saying don't give up the ship because of that. We have the King of Pentacles, but he is kind of in reverse, coming over that Ten of Wands. This can be an earth sign. It's funny, I don't think I've said many signs. Can be a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Doesn't have to be. This King of Pentacles is someone who sees the big picture. In reverse, he's not seeing the big picture of something. This may be someone that you took on their responsibility, and maybe you weren't meant to. Maybe it wasn't your responsibility to take on. There's going to be someone who is closed-minded, and therefore it seems to have affected you, whether that be a boss or a lover. And that doesn't mean that they weren't a soulmate, but maybe their job was to come in and teach you a hard lesson. And who knows, maybe your job sometimes in your life was to come in and teach others a hard lesson. Sometimes that's just the truth, right? So, anyway, this king is connected to the towers. It's funny because, in the Five of Cups, I'm kind of missing this person maybe. But this person isn't showing up in a very good light, I don't think. Because I feel like ultimately, clearly, I got to be careful that I don't take on more responsibility than I'm meant to. We have the Nine of Cups. Beautiful. Self-fulfillment. Maybe that's the answer. If this may be someone who is of my past, who has caused me, I feel like probably a great deal of pain or what have you, who is probably untrustworthy energy, has definitely shooken up my emotional house, all of that, who doesn't back down, who is like unchangeable type of energy. And I feel like, and then there's me, and I stay and I take on this responsibility. And I feel like this Nine of Cups is like a sense of freedom. I feel like you're freeing yourself. And listen, it may have come in the form of a tower, and it can still hurt. But I feel like the Nine of Cups is like your ace in the pocket. You know what I mean? It's like your ace in the pocket. Because maybe you don't know how good you will feel when you have this sense of freedom back. Nine can talk about the end of a journey, and that journey meant to end. We have the Seven of Pentacles. 7 and 7. It's interesting because I feel like the Seven of Pentacles is just saying, and I just did a personal reading and I felt like I got the same type of message, like even this hardship, the pain in that, feels like, I hate to say, it's like, like my seed of intention is what I wanted to happen, but it may not be what you, the human, wanted to happen, but it's you, the spirit, that did, right? Why? Because, these hardships are what really teaches us on a soul level. And that's really what we're here. We're here, maybe there's a few here just on a surface level, but the majority of us here are on a soul level. And that's, to me, what the Seven of Pentacles is, right? It's about all things, like, it's like all things meant to be. And sometimes I could say in that Seven of Pentacles, because it teaches us the art of patience. Not until, like, sometimes I try to pull the fruit before the fruit is ripe, and I bite into it and it's sour, because it didn't ripen. Okay, well, lesson learned. We have the High Priestess again. And then, hello. I mean, come on. This is the perfect way to end the reading, right? The Magician, number 1. Right next to the High Priestess. And I love that the Magician is coming under the 9 of Cups, guys. I feel like, year 5, 2021 was the year about revelations over, what responsibilities are mine, and what have I taken on that don't serve me. I feel like it's a year where maybe, if I haven't moved in a certain direction, but I always wanted to, like, I always, dreamt of doing this, and I'm even willing to put in the work, but others have in some way stopped me. There's feels like there's illumination over that, so I feel like all is being illuminated, but for a reason. Because 8 is about self-awareness at the same time, right? And it's being careful not to carry the energy of, you know, that's why we come into this world with amnesia, because if we could remember every life that we've had and the hardships through it, we'd never want to do it, right? We'd be afraid right from the get-go. But our souls know, our spirit knows that we can get through it because we've gotten through it before. Anyway, the Magician, perfect. Especially with the High Priestess. There's like partnership. Naturally, it is the Magician and then the High Priestess. So I kind of love that. And I don't know, guys. I feel like that's where I'm going to let it be. I just feel like that's where I'm going to let it be. I feel like this is a year where it's just reminding you of your power of creating, of creation, right? Like you have, like, this is the year where just imagine your future. How do you want your future to look? And then this is the year to do it, no matter what anybody else says. Some of you, I'm telling you, you're taking a craft if you allow yourself. And I mean, you have like double abundance here. You have soulmate energy here. So I feel like there's nothing really to fear, because this may be many soulmates along this journey. Though I do feel like it may also talk about love, because this is the year of relationships. This is a year, well, I gotta stop saying that, because I think that I read that this is a year where more people get married than any other year, but and that's universal year 6, by the way. So anyway, yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it there. You got the Knight of Cups coming in. It's like it's coming in whether you ask for it or not, and it's being met with the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands, I feel like, it's almost like a yes. And how do I know? How do I know, Sandy? Well, here's your intuition. And and it's interesting because the Magician's got the High Priestess on both sides of it, on both sides. Interesting. Interesting. Some of you are really planting seeds right now, and those seeds can really, really grow. But listen, I feel like in the Eight of Wands says, but it will take your focus. But I feel like if it takes your focus, it's because it's drawing you to it. And I mean that in a positive way. And I mean in your creative house, like what you're building, what you can build, all that. So I feel like this is saying if you put your focus on it this year, that's what you're going to grow. And I don't know. You got love, you got abundance. We have it all here, right? We have the Three of Pains, we have the pain, we have the towers, all of that. But listen, it's like this king here is the one who fell from the tower. But yet you're in the Five of Cups energy. So it's like you're carrying that energy where it doesn't serve you, right? Because I feel like he's falling from the tower because, in a way, he's meant to fall from the tower. But this is about you creating, right? And you're creating out of the energy of the Nine of Cups. How beautiful. That's the energy of inner harmony. It is the opposite of the Eight of Swords. This is the energy of open to the universe, celebrating each step I take, even if I'm alone for a period of time. You know what I mean? It's me enjoying life, allowing myself, and then look, the night is over here. So I feel like once we move here, it opens the door. It's like, okay, it's time for the night to come in, right? Someone has opened the door to the universe that they are now ready for the night to enter, even though I don't know that I know that, right? Because this is very unexpected energy. But yet here's the magician creating out of the house of harmony. How can that bring you anything but the Palace of Cups? Wherever you put your focus is what you're going to grow. So I say good luck, fellow personal year number ones, because I'm on the same journey and I plan on taking full advantage of it if I can. So I'm trying to think, do I want to read all those cards? Because I really don't want this to be long. Though I do feel like, I do feel like I want to read Miracle. I feel like the rest, you understand. It's God just saying, step out of the way and let my handiwork take place. Grace is knowing yourself, your self-worth. Anyway, Miracle. You ask for miracles and they are given. Even if you can't imagine how your present situation could be resolved, God's infinite wisdom contains a solution. This card offers reassurance that a miracle is manifesting for you and your loved ones. It appears in a completely unexpected way. Mother Mary offers you strength and support during this time. She is a source of great emotional comfort and healing. Lean upon her, especially if your faith wavers. Remember that God works with divine timing and may give you guidance as to necessary steps for you to take to bring this miracle about. Wow. Wow. And perfect. I'm going to leave it there. I love you guys. I feel like we're on this journey together, and we'll help each other get through it. So it looks good. I feel it all. So, but ultimately, well, the miracle is the perfect ending. So I love you. I will see you next time at my table. Bye-bye.